Hey there, YouTube! What the crap is going on? Air Carthage here, and how do you like this Christmassy background for Shogun 2? Ares is wanting to do some 2v2s with me, so let's tell him, hold on, you just made a cameo in my vid. Alright, so, yeah, nice Christmassy background. So, we're going to do another round, or another set of video, or another video, not a set of videos, another video from the Aggony 1v1 championship tournament that's going on. This is another round 1 match, and I'm not going to show you the screen, because I guess some of you last time thought that by me showing the loading screen you didn't like that. So anyway, let me get the first one queued up. Alright, so these matches are going to be between Aggony Amp and Agamemnon of Virus, which I guess is a clan. I'm not super familiar with them, but I have seen the tag before. And since I'm assuming like all round 1 matches must have been on the Kansai Wood, because that's all I've seen so far, or at least a lot of them were. I have watched some of the other videos that other gamecasters have put out there, so you can always check those out too. Let's see what happens in these matches, and I will give you my non-professional opinion as it goes. But you know, it's always easier to commentate a match that you didn't fight, because any mistakes that are made you don't have to take accountability for. So that's nice, right? But I've heard about Aggony Amp before. It seems like I've seen him on the boards, and I'm not sure if I've seen Agamemnon before, but I want to say that I've noticed Aggony Amp was ranked rather high. So let's see how this unfolds. I am going to put it into slow motion at the beginning of each battle, just so we can analyze the armies. So I see a Wako Raider hidden out here, and Aggony Amp has a lot of cavalry. Let's check it out. Great Guard, Light Cav, Great Guard, and a Naginata Monk Cav, and a Katana Cav. I love it when people bring Katana Cav, and look at the stats on that beast. Excellent. I'm already going to enjoy this match. The Monk Cav has Warcry, and his Great Guard have a little bit of increased attack and defense, and the Light Cav is always a worthwhile unit. 2 Yari Ashigaru looks like both have Hold Firm. He's going to use them to inspire his sword units, which, let's check out their stats. Looks like they have increased defense and attack. No clan attack upgrades. And then it looks like we got a Sword Attendant, a couple of Sword Attendants. And, okay, so remember in the last match I said that the players shouldn't allow each other to take these buildings. So look at this. So far you can already see the players are indeed fighting over both buildings and not going to give one or the other. So Aggony Amp has 2 Naginata attendants swooping down on the Sword Dojo, and he's got this Wako Raider overlooking the Morale Shrine. Let's take a look at Agamemnon's army. It's going to get confusing. So Naginata attendants, and it looks like he's turning away from the shrine. Interesting. Let's take a look at his Cav. Yari Cav, or Bow Cav. So 2 Yari Cav and a Bow Cav. So that's the only missile unit I've seen so far. Oh wow, his swords have some clan attack upgrades, so his swords are going to be strong indeed. He's got 5 very high attack swords. Looks like some Yari Samurai, interesting choice. 2 Yari Ashigaru up front, 2 Naginata attendants. Yeah, a Bow Cav, so what does that all together make? 3 Yari Cav with some attack, charge, and defense upgrades. So it would appear that Agamemnon has the straight-up advantage in sword infantry. I would give the cavalry advantage to Aggony Amp, unless Agamemnon makes some good choices. Yari Samurai, interesting unit. I'm not sure why he's brought it, but maybe we'll find out. So it looks like they are indeed going to scuffle over the Sword Dojo, or at least try to. Let's go into play and see how the battle unfolds. So already over here, it looks like it's going to be an easy capture for the Morale Shrine. Not a building that Agamemnon really should have let go like that, especially when he had a unit to come over here and contest it with. That looks like a second Yari Samurai unit, so 2 Yari Samurai. Interesting. So both players are very mobile, and the armies they've brought are... well, one of them's missile-free, and the other one only has a Bow Cav unit, so neither one's strength lays in any missile fire. So this is going to be probably a pretty quick and dirty match, because they're probably going to want to get it over before either player captures too many of the other buildings. Interesting positioning here. Looks like the fight's going to take place in this forest. There is a slight elevation here, so maybe some elevation advantages that are going to take place. Both generals are leader generals. Yep, leader generals with some melee upgrades. Got the Bow Cav coming over here to face off with some of these Great Guard. Bow Cav is not very effective versus Great Guard, even over an extended period. And it looks like he's using this Light Cav, again, Light cav, excellent unit. Look at it chase out that bow cav. So he's got these hold firm Yari Ashigaru right up front, and I'm assuming both players have Yari Ashigaru up front. They're probably trying to guard their line from Katana Cav, but Agamemnon has not brought any. Here is the Katana Cav of Amp. So I'm assuming that Amp is going to try and slip that Katana Cav into the fight after he's dispatched these enemy Yari Ashigaru. His Yari Ashigaru upgraded and are going to have an easy time winning this fight. And there really is no elevation differential. On the flanks, nothing really going on this flank. He's bringing his Wako Raiders in. On this flank, he's just using his Bow Cav and Yari Samurai to try and get a fight going. Let's watch the initial scrum here with the Yari Ashigaru. There you go. Yep, we can see Amp's Yari Ashigaru are indeed going to win that quickly. He's going to use some sword attendants here to stop this Yari Samurai. One of the reasons why I don't like Yari Samurai, they can be easily slowed for quite a while by several different units. So you can see indeed the Yari Ashigaru of Agamemnon are crumbling. We've got a good sword charge going here. Let's watch that close up. Oh yeah! Merry Christmas. It's going to be a red one. So it's looking good indeed. Hard to tell who got the better of that. It actually looks like, even though his swords didn't have quite as many upgrades because of the shrine and stuff, it looks like they are doing well. And look, here comes the Katana Cav. Oh yes, I love Katana Cav. And there are no spears on this flank to stop it. It is going to get in here and absolutely mop up this flank. I love Katana Cav. It is just like having an extra unit of mounted sword infantry wherever you want them. I do not see a hold firm yet. It looks like in the center, Amp is breaking through and almost to Agamemnon's general unit. So it looks like Amp is doing well on this flank and in the center. On this side, it looks like that Agamemnon's doing well. Definitely doesn't look like he's winning necessarily, but he's doing better. But it definitely looks like that Amp is going to have a breakthrough. Here comes another sword unit up the center. These Yari Ashigaru still alive. And remember, they have hold firm. So this is definitely looking ugly for Agamemnon in the center. His general is about to be gotten. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to lose. Look at these Katana Cav. Racked up 53 kills, and they have hold firm going right now, so there is a hold firm dropped there, and this unit's also under hold firm. Agamemnon has a break going on over here. Oh my goodness, he's got, it's just Bow Cav. He can still use him for a hammer and anvil. Oh look, he's got a Cav unit coming around this flank as well. This could turn the tide of the battle. Oh no, he didn't take it clear round. That's too bad for Agamemnon because that's not going to create near as much effect. When you do a hammer and anvil, bring it all the way around and hit. And his Bow Cav looks like it's going for the general. Even though Amp's general is in trouble. Oh look, he's got a charge coming into Agamemnon's general too. Both generals in trouble. I would think the Bow Cav though is probably going to get fought off by that general. Yep, and there goes Agamemnon's troops. He should have used that hammer and anvil better right there. Here comes one that's too little too late. He definitely should have made better use of that hammer and anvil. And over here you can see that Amp got some hammer and anvils in that were more effective. Amp's hammer and anvil actually hit the rear of the enemy troops. Make sure that you go clear to the back of the enemy troops when performing a hammer and anvil. Wow, very interesting fight. I love the armies that both these players brought. They're aggressive, they're melee strong, they take some maneuvering and stuff like that. Very interesting fight. Good game to both players, though it does look like this fight is going to clearly go to Amp. Excellent match, excellent match. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Hope you did as well. Like I said, great game to both players on that one. Let's see what adjustments these players make for Game 2. Remember, this is a best of 3, so if Amp wins the next one, he is going to move on to the next round. But if indeed he does not, it will go to Game 3. So let's see what happens. All right, YouTube, that was a good first match. I enjoyed that. So that was interesting, actually. You know, Agamemnon really did have the sword advantage there. But I think the skillful use of those Yari Ashigaru in the front of his army there really played out for Amp. And also Amp spent the extra money that he could have spent on swords bringing Great Guard, and that really, I think, gave him an edge in certain areas on the Cav. And even though Agamemnon got some cavalry loose, it looks like he probably could have gotten a little bit better charge. And he also probably should have used that Bow Cav to pull a hammer and anvil rather than going after the general as well, because the Bow Cav can go after a general and sometimes do good, but their attack just isn't high enough to quickly dispatch that general if they're lucky enough to dispatch them at all. Interesting choice, though. Like I said, good choice of army to both players. Thought that was very, very interesting. Let's see what adjustments have been made. So let's throw it in slow motion again. Looks like Amp has once again come with a large cavalry contingent. Let's see if it's the same. So we have a Nagi Monk Cav, Katana Cav, Nagi Monk Cav, Katana Cav. Wow, 2 Katana Cav this time and 2 Naginata Monk Cav. Now, Monk Cav aren't, I mean, they're pretty darn good against infantry. They're not as good as Katana Cav, not by a long shot, but they're pretty darn good. So this is an interesting setup. He's got a lot of anti-sword power here in his Cav. The only thing is he's a little weaker to enemy cavalry this time. But again, I like the use of the light cavalry. Very versatile unit. Whoa, check out his infantry. Check this out. This is going to be wild. 4 Naginata warrior monks with some pretty darn good upgrades. Or this one's a long Yari Ashigaru. Ooh, wow. So three warrior monks and a long Yari. And the heavy gunner out front. Now, some of you may think this is foolishness because you may have played recently and noticed that the mechanics of the matchlock units made them almost impossible to use. Well, that's been changed in the last patch. And you're going to see here that matchlocks are very viable units these days if you know how to use them. So basically matchlocks will not shoot when they don't have a straight line of sight on an enemy unit. So the nice thing is you can kind of place them somewhere. You don't have to worry about friendly fire anymore because they don't shoot your own men purposely. So it's really hard for that friendly fire bonus to come in and really allows you to keep that matchlock protected and still get some kills. So this will be interesting. Let's check out Agamemnon's army. He's got a Wako Raider here. Wow, Fire Cav, Yari Cav, Yari Cav, Yari Cav, wow. So Agamemnon definitely has a Cav advantage as far as anti-cavalry. His Cav obviously can still be good on a hammer and anvil because it's Yari Cav and has high charge, but he definitely has the better anti-cavalry force. He's got a matchlock. Wow, how many of these players on the same page length? He's got a matchlock Ashigaru up front though with no upgrades, so it's going to reload slowly and be a whole lot less capable of quick kills than that heavy gunner unit. That heavy gunner unit is a very interesting pick indeed. Let's see, 2 Yari Ashigaru. This time they have some upgrades. He's got 5 sword units again, not quite as high attack as last time, but still some good sword units. Another Yari Ashigaru, a Naginata attendant in the back. His general looks like he has a Nagi attendant over here to go after that sword dojo. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the Waco Raider for Amp. Interesting. So this time Agamemnon is going to contest this dojo, but he didn't send enough forces to do so. Interesting. So we got the Nagi Monk Cav and a light Cav right here. Let's see how this Cav fight plays out. This is going to be curious. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Nagi Monk Cav wide open to this Fire Cav. Let's see how... yeah, this Cav's going to get whipped if it stays like that. But there's 2 Katana Cav right behind, and if Katana Cav don't get charged by enemy Cav, they are actually pretty potent. Yeah, look at this. These Katana Cav are going to start mopping the floor with these guys. And then he's got spears coming to reinforce, and he's going to whip this other Katana Cav around too. So yeah, check that out. Katana Cav, not the best anti-cavalry unit, but if they don't get charged, they are pretty darn good due to their high attack. I see matchlock fire going. See this? They're firing over the heads of these guys, but they will not fire unless they have clear line of sight. So you'll notice there is no friendly fire penalty there. Oh, check out these Wako Raiders walking right into the face of the heavy gunners. No way. Check this out. This is going to be a massacre. Come on, heavy gunners. Make me believe it. Make me believe it. Oh, absolute brutality. And look, again, no friendly fire penalty because they are pinpointing the enemy troops. So look at the bloody effects of that. Wako Raider unit slaughtered in seconds. Absolutely unbelievable. And check this out. Over here, a spear unit and his light cav unit holding up 2 much more expensive units, and he did indeed single out those 2 cav units on this side, so Amp has gained a strategic cavalry advantage. Now we have a matchlock firefight going on. It looks like the heavy gunners are definitely going to get the better of this engagement just due to their killing power, even though they are half the numbers. Their reload is better, and their killing power is much greater. Oh my goodness, just look at the power of that unit. Wow. I love the blood effects and the new smoke effects too. Very nice, CA. Very nice indeed. So these Matchlock Ashigaru with their poor morale are going to really take the worst of that engagement. Look at these sword units coming in over here. They're outflanking, but they're going to get caught by a Katana Cav. Oh my goodness, this is why I love Katana Cav, and I love these kind of fights. So check that out. We're going to get in and get bloody. These Katana Cav are going to have a field day with those 2 units. Not even a contest. Another katana cav right up the center, intercepting the sword charge. No spears to stop it. And these guys are going to get slaughtered also. Excellent use of katana cav by Aggony Amp. Absolutely excellent. And here comes the Waka Raiders charging down the hill. Let's watch them go into battle. This ought to be fun. You can hear the matchlock fire going non-stop in the background. Absolutely devastating rear charge by the Waka Raiders. That is going to absolutely finish off these units. War cries being fired off. Wow, what an exciting battle. Very aggressive from both players. Man, I really enjoyed these. These are good. And that matchlock massacre of the Waka Raiders right there was absolutely amazing. Wow. Interesting army choices both times. And I think it's curious that both players brought very similar armies. But you can see that both of them had certain strengths and weaknesses. And I thought it was interesting how Amp managed to use his strengths to pull off the victory here. Now, I do think that Agamemnon had armies that were capable of winning these fights. And I'm not going to say I could do it if I was him. I'm just saying, like, I think he had the armies capable to do it. I think that it could have happened. Circumstances turned out otherwise, but definitely good games to both players. I thoroughly enjoyed both of your strategies, and thoroughly enjoyed the battles. So we'll watch some of the blood-soaked goodness here in the end of this fight. Very cool indeed. Very much enjoyed these. So I'm glad I got to cast these replays, and oh, brutal. Hopefully I get to cast some more replays before the tournament is over. I'm definitely enjoying this. And let's watch the remainder of the fight here. I see matchlock fire still. Wow, very, very interesting fights. Good game to Aggony Amp and Agamemnon Virus. Very cool fights. So the Aggony tournament continues. It looks like Amp will be moving on to the next round. Hope you enjoyed these replays. Check out those sweet new effects they have on the matchlocks. Definitely looking good. Heir of Carthage signing off for now. I will make you a special Christmas video, but I am going to go ahead and say Merry Christmas for now. I'm not sure when the Christmas video will be up, but hopefully soon. And again, check out the links in the description if you want to see more about the Aggony 1v1 Championship. Hope you enjoyed it. Good night, YouTube.